everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the HHN34 podcast. Liz.
Hello.
It's just me and you today.
It is.
But we are here because guess what, Liz? What dropped last night? Because you were up late.
We finally got our first speculation map from Horror Night Nightmares for HHN34. And Tim's gone. If you're watching on YouTube, Tim is gone.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, guys.
We're off to a good start.
We're off to a great start here. This is going to be fun. Okay, anyway. Yeah, so the spec mat dropped last night. Speculation season is here, Liz. How excited are you?
I am stoked. I've been waiting for this map so we have something to chat about and discuss.
I know.
It's been January was crazy. We got so many rumors, and then it was just crickets for 2 months.
Right,
so I'm ready
right.
to discuss some things.
And honestly, you know, with Epic going on, I just feel like maybe we're not getting an announcement until after.
I'm hoping we get one this next month to tide us over because they know May is going to be like Epic's month, you know?
Yeah.
That'd be
So
good.
anyway, everybody, you get me and Liz today because the other boys are out and about. It's Mother's Day in jolly old England. It's just still weird to me that they have a different Mother's Day, but they have the same Father's Day as us.
I don't know who messed that up, but
I don't. I'm not really sure either, so it's kind of weird. So you get me and Liz. That's it. So you get the Americans tonight. Oh man, do we just jump right into this? I
think we just jump in.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get into the map.
Yeah,
so if you're watching us on YouTube, Liz is going to drop the map up on the screen right now.
We're gonna do some movie magic here. Here we go.
Yes.
Bam.
Boom! There it is.
Look at us.
All right. So, I mean, I know you have thoughts on some of these things right off the bat.
I do.
And
Plus, I was online last night, so I was reading tweets. Oh, that's the other thing I need to bring up.
Oh.
Because I told people at the end of the show, I told people last night if they had theories to share them, and we'll talk about them. So at the end of the show, once we go through.
Okay, cool. We'll bring them up after. Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into this. This is just wild to me. So the first thing we notice, how many houses, Liz?
That would be 10.
10. So
the standard.
The standard. So I guess maybe we're not getting the 11th that we all hoped back when they were, filing permits and we were getting
Those permits, they threw us off. That 24B threw us off. We thought we were getting
yes, exactly. So
an 11th house there, but
all right, so I'll start us walking around and let's go. All right, so Liz, we have in Soundstage 23A, we have a picture of, I mean, there's no ship to it, but it's the sails from the top of a ship and then some like waves.
Nautical ship.
Yes. So, what are your thoughts here?
I mean, based on an educated guess from the rumors that have been swirling, my brain goes to Vikings. We had the Vikings scare zone, and there have been rumors circulating that we would see a Vikings house this year. They've done that trend of scare zones going into houses. So that's where my brain went to first. Now, obviously, as a Horror Nights 21 fan and a big Forsaken fan, I would love to see a Forsaken sequel. So either way, either one of those, I would be happy.
That's fair. So my first thought was the same thing for you, as you. I actually thought Vikings as well. I was like, okay, maybe we're going to get Vikings. Then I saw some, I don't know if it was replies to us or I saw things out there, but I think we're going to talk about that like towards the end, right? We're going to talk about, what people have told us, but there's some interesting ones out there that may or may not
What you got? What you got?
All right, so I think I saw somebody talk about what was the Demeter movie about? The boat coming over. With Dracula.
Okay.
Voyage of the Demeter. I know.
Like that.
I'm probably butchering this, so please don't yell at me.
I think that was a rumor last year too.
I didn't see the movie, so I apologize. I saw that out there, and I was like, oh, that's kind of an interesting take on that. So that's always a possibility too. This definitely, to me, like I don't know if this is a definite, because we all know how Horror Nightmares will put these spec maps out. Obviously, there's definitely some on here that probably have some really good legs, and then he's obviously going to put some stuff out there that kind of get us off the trail is
yeah, because it's
one.
still, even though we're saying it's been slow, it's still very early in the season. You got to keep
Correct.
the game alive, right? So you got to keep these things a little vague.
Correct.
And sometimes maybe they know more than they're letting on because they want to keep the game alive. We got a long time before spooky season.
Exactly. And you know what?
Yeah.
I think it's more fun this way.
Oh, I agree.
Because the rumors spread. People think this, people think that, just from a picture. And it's like, okay, cool.
And I'm sure the creatives enjoy kind of seeing what our theories are. And you know what? I would not be surprised if sometimes our theories create ideas for them. Because
that would be something, right?
we come up with some crazy ideas sometimes that they're like, oh, hey, we should
Yeah,
actually do that sometime.
So, yeah, I really didn't have too much. I think Vikings is a good possibility. I do like the Demeter, the ship. Maybe we get some kind of house like that. I'm not really sure. Any other thoughts about the ship?
I've enjoyed all the houses we've seen at Horror Nights that have the ship in it. I think it always works. Forsaken, Dead Man's Pier. I think a Vikings house can absolutely work. So,
could you imagine?
That's been a good spot for originals lately. So
yeah, 100%.
It's likely to be an original.
So if it is a Vikings house, right? Mm-hmm. And we're just saying if we don't know anything, this is all speculation, everybody. But let's say this is a Vikings house. Do we go are we going to get a ship in the house, or is that the facade we're walking into or onto the ship?
It'd be really cool if it was a midway point, I think.
Ooh.
I don't know what you'd have as the facade then.
Yeah.
But to kind of hide the ship and then midway through. Ooh.
That'd be creepy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm picturing entering the ship and then we're gonna go into the depths of
that
the
would be
ship.
awesome. I'd love it.
So those are our thoughts on that first one.
Yep.
So all right, Liz, take us to the next one.
Yeah, so the next one we have Soundstage 22, and we have a thumbs up. And if you've been paying attention to rumors, that is a very specific thumbs up, isn't it, Tim?
Yes, very specific. If you've played the video games or if you watched the series, and the season 2 is coming very soon, if I'm not mistaken. But that thumb is from Fallout, or at least
100%.
that's what it looks like, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Thumb. So, I mean, I really, there was no other guess to this than Fallout.
No, that's a direct reference.
Yeah, correct. Is it coming? I don't know. That we'll see. So, really not much. Go ahead.
Do you have a history with this game, or have you watched the show?
Okay, love the show. I think the game sucks. But that's just me.
Tell us how you really feel, Tim.
I legit have sit down to try and play these games, and they just bore me to death.
I've never played it, so I have no opinion.
They're boring to me. So I don't know. I've heard there's one out there. It's like Nuke Vegas or something like that.
I've heard people love that one.
Correct. That's what I've heard. Like anybody that has told me that has been in love with this series or the games and stuff like that, they have always told me that I would probably like that game the most out of the whole series. So I have yet to play it, but I want to try that. But the show, did you watch the show?
I haven't watched the show yet, but I feel like it's up my alley, so I need to watch it.
Yeah, you need to watch it. I think you'd like it.
I honestly didn't even know the show existed until this rumor started circulating. Somehow it missed my radar.
All right.
I had no idea, and then everyone started circulating the rumor. I was like, Fallout, that's a weird one.
I think it's so good, and I'm excited for the second season. So if this comes to HHN, I'd be pretty excited because I think we see some cool stuff. All right, so everybody that's going to hate on me, about hating the video game, I'm very sorry.
You're very worried about people hating you.
I mean, it's fine. They can. I get it. It's my opinion.
They're coming for you on the icons. They're coming for you on Fallout.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I don't even know where I was going with this. I think Fallout, after watching the first season, I think would make a really cool dystopia house or whatever you want to call it, because it's just a crazy world that they're in. There's some cool characters, and I think it'd be a fun. I think it'd be a cool, fun house.
Without having played the game or watched the show yet, which obviously I will do my Halloween Horror Nights homework, especially if this is coming. Is it zombies again?
So basically, the gist of the game is you are in a vault. You live in a vault underneath. There's stuff going on outside. There's just things.
Nuclear fallout happening.
Correct. So,
like mutants.
And things start happening. Yes, mutants, absolutely. And then there are things that start happening in the vault where, you know, I don't want to give you too much, you know, just because you're going to watch it, but forces one of the characters to go out basically on an adventure into, you know, outside of the vault to take care of a couple things. So
Okay. Fair enough.
But yes, I think this would make a really cool
the
house.
Creatures, in order to make a haunted house, would likely be mutants.
Yes.
Okay.
And there's a certain character. What is the guy's name? He's in Righteous Gemstones. Walter Coggins. No. What is? I
cannot help you.
Hold on. I'm gonna look this up because I don't want to ruin this. Let me see.
While you're looking that up, I know there's been debate on whether or not this is actually horror, which I think we're having that debate come up more often with horror nights. How do you feel? Do you feel like it's horror?
I think it's got a horror edge to it.
Okay.
But like, there's nothing that I can think of like, oh yeah, that's gonna be sick in a house. Like when you think of like typical like horror scenes from a movie or a show, you're like,
right.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. In a house. I can't think of anything like that. I just think like, I feel like scenic. It's gonna be like, I think it would be a pretty amazing house.
Okay.
You know, and then you add the scare actors. You know how the scare actors are.
Oh, 100%.
So, okay, his name is Walton Goggins. I can never remember the guy's name.
You were very close.
But he is the ghoul from Fallout, and he's got like this messed up face. It's really, really cool. I think this would be a fun house. But I don't think it's like true horror. It's like horror adjacent.
Okay.
Just because of the mutants, and obviously there is some stuff that goes on, and you know. So.
Fair.
Well, now we'll just see if Fallout comes.
Yeah, I'll watch the show and get prepared.
Yes, please watch the show, because now I want to talk to you about it after.
Okay, I will.
All right, moving on. We've got Soundstage 23B, and we got a picture of like basically a strip of film, like from a movie reel, and it's just like dripping. I mean, it's in black and white, so it could be anything.
Blood.
Could be blood, could be ooze, could be green stuff. It could be toxic. Who knows? So I'm going to jump in here first, Liz.
Yeah.
The first thought, and I don't know why it came to my head, but it was Gremlins.
Okay.
Because every time I think of the one Gremlin with the 3D glasses on,
oh, yeah.
he's got like the film strip, you know, because they're ruining in the movie theater. I'm sure this is way off base. Just because I think that's just me hoping that we get a Gremlins house at some time. Because
you're allowed to have wishful thinking.
Exactly. But other than that, I don't really have too many thoughts. I think you might have a few more educated guesses on this one. So I'm going to throw this one over to you.
Yeah. So my initial thought, based on, again, the rumors that have been swirling around, was either Scream, because we had the big Scream rumor that just came out a couple weeks ago, or Jason, something to do with Jason, Friday the 13th, because that rumor has also been swirling around. And those are both, you know, slasher films, bloody films. And
okay, I see where you're going with this. I was just about to ask. I was like, how are those like attached to this picture? But I get it. Okay.
Since it's early on, they're trying to keep it a little generic, you know. I'm like, this way, if either one turns out to be real, they can make a more specific logo in the future. That's where my brain went based on rumors. Do I think either one of those is actually going to appear? I don't know, especially with Scream. Like, we talked about it briefly at the end of the last episode. You and I both love Scream.
Yeah.
We both desperately want to see it at the event. And I think we're both in the same place of, we'll believe it when we're walking through the house.
100%. And the whole thing and the whole rumor, and I'm going to assume most of you guys, you know, that are listening and watching have probably saw the rumor. And it's Scream 5 and 6.
Right.
Which
who knows? That could be...
I know
that could be coming and that part be wrong, you know?
Yeah, because, I mean, we've talked about the Scream house. Like, either give me a mashup of everything or give me the OG.
Yeah.
For you to come, like, and I'm not saying this is coming, but if this is that house, why would you go with Scream 5 and 6? I know, because they were just recently. I get that.
Yeah.
But I feel like any HHN superfan and any just regular fan that's not like super into HHN but loves horror would know the OG like Scream movie instead of Scream 5 and 6. But that's just me.
If it's 5 and 6, the only thing I can think is either one, to get the rights, they had to agree to do the newest movies to like help promote the next movie, or two, they are still bitter about building the house from the first movie and having to turn it into the Purge, and like, we're not doing that again.
I mean, that's always possible. Wild stuff. Did you yeah, I was gonna say, any other thoughts with this?
So that's it for Scream, but the Jason rumor has been starting to circulate, and I don't know if that's just because he and Freddy have had the longest gap from having their own house as far as like the classic slashers. We haven't seen either one in their own house since 2007. Yeah. Obviously, we saw them together in 2015. So I don't know if that's just last year we were talking about Freddy because it felt like it was time. Maybe this year we're talking about Jason because it feels like it's time.
I mean, I feel like it's more time for Freddy than Jason.
I agree.
And I think we were hoping last year because it was the 40th anniversary.
It would have been great.
Yeah. So, I don't know how I feel about if this is Jason or Freddy. And obviously, I don't think it's Gremlins either, but that's the first thing I thought of. This was one of those ones that I'm like, this could be anything.
Yeah, I think this one's very generic. You could create a lot of ideas for this one.
Excuse me. So the ship, do we think that's, just to go back, and we'll just recap. The ship, do you think that's an IP or an original?
Original.
Okay. Obviously, the thumb, we think that's an IP.
Correct.
Fallout. And then this one, I think we're both on the same page as probably some kind of IP. We just don't know what it is.
Right. And in previous maps, they've given us the key, but this one, they haven't given us the key yet, which I think they will eventually. I think since it's the first map, they wanted us to even speculate on that. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Liz, take us to this next one.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait to try to describe this one. Okay, so we have a circle that has a cityscape in the middle of it with some sort of
what are those
wings.
Called? Like wings, but what are
wings,
those?
And then scythes.
Scythes.
I think it's
okay.
Yeah, and then there's like a skull with horns.
So does that look like a bat to you?
No, because those wings look like they have feathers. Or are you talking about the skull?
The skull itself.
I mean, not with the horns, though.
Oh, I didn't even notice the horns. That's my bad.
Yeah,
Sorry.
He's got horns. And then the wings definitely have feathers on them. This one is wild.
Is this Mothman? Who is this? What is this?
Oh, man, I would love a Mothman house.
I mean, that'd be
Cryptid's
sick.
house.
I know.
Bring it.
I know.
But no, I don't think that's what that is.
Okay, so
Go on, Tim. What is this one?
I don't know what this one is. I think out of all of the ones on here, I was just like, what is that?
Okay, so I made some...
Okay, what do you got?
I made some notes. So my first thought, because I am very uneducated in this area, but I knew it was a rumor going around, was maybe this was the WWE house, because I'm like...
Okay.
I don't know anything about that, but when I did a little more research, that did not seem to fit. So that went out the window.
Okay.
The other thing that came up in my internet research trying to figure out what this was the possibility of a Hollywood property coming to Orlando. And that was called Urban Inferno, which was a scare zone in Hollywood.
And when was that? Like recently?
2019, I think it was.
Oh, okay. So not too far.
Right.
Not too far off. Okay.
And that's, I mean, urban, obviously, the skyscrape thing fit with it. And that scare zone had a lot of devil type characters in it. So I'm like, maybe that's what they're going for.
I mean, honestly, I think that's a great guess because especially now that it seems like Hollywood and Orlando are sharing, not in the same year, but sharing ideas and houses so everybody gets a shot at it.
Yeah, so I have no idea what that what that means as far as what the house story would be, but it would be an original in that case. And maybe just fleshing out the story.
Let us all know what you think about that one. I'd love to know what thoughts are on this one. I don't. Did we get any thoughts about this one? I feel like nobody answered on this one, right?
Maybe I'll review before we.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I am super baffled.
That one's the strangest one by far.
And obviously we don't know, but your guess, original or IP?
I'm guessing original on that one.
And I'm gonna go along with that as well.
Yeah.
So. All right, let's move along because
Yeah.
I like seriously. I think that one is probably one of the most bizarre
and then
pictures.
The other thing before we leave it is that's the SS-24B. Why aren't we using SS-24A? What happened? Why aren't we using it? I'm so confused.
I don't know either. So that's wild. Interesting.
It's got to just be Q space for whatever reason because we're using SS-25. I just don't know why.
Oh yeah. I wonder if I like. Okay, so maybe. Do you think maybe there's some filming going on in maybe the other soundstage?
Well, no, because we're still using.
Oh yeah, that's
24.
true. Yeah. That's true. Never mind.
So maybe just break space. I don't know. It's got to be logistics.
That's wild.
Yeah.
All right. So we're moving on to Soundstage 25, which Liz
Correct.
just mentioned. So this one's a pretty easy. Well, I won't say easy, but at least I can explain what this picture looks like. It is literally a magnifying glass with a ghost in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a couple thoughts, but I'm going to throw it to you first, Liz. So what do you got for this one?
So my hope and dream, again.
I like this. My hope and dream. Let's go.
This is slightly based on rumors that were circulating to inform my thoughts, but also my wishes are informing this. I want it to be Graveyard Games 2. And I know that's a little bit of a stretch because it's just a ghost and that has nothing to do with magnifying glass, but I loved Graveyard Games and I want it to get a sequel. So I'm just like, please, Graveyard Games 2.
I like that. I like that guess.
However, I will share another theory that I saw people talking about online. And that was that this is the one for Scream because it's a ghost. So Ghostface and Spyglass is the production company.
Awesome. Okay, so I was going to bring that up.
It's a magnifying glass and not a spyglass, but, semantics.
Yeah, exactly. Apples and oranges, know, that kind of thing. So, okay, so I'm kind of in agreement with, hopefully maybe this is Scream 2, but as well. But again, do you know what the first thought that came to my head?
What?
Scooby-Doo.
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
Listen, why not have a Scooby-Doo house?
Oh, man.
They're all about the mystery. They're all about that. I think that would just be a fun house.
It could be a great comedy house.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. This could be the comedy house. Do I think it's Scooby-Doo? No. It's just another wishful thought. But that was the first thought I had. I was like, oh man, this is like Scooby-Doo action. We're the mystery machine. We're trying to figure out who the ghost is, and if it wasn't for you meddling kids, I don't know. Just a hopeful thought. But that's pretty much all I had. I saw the rumblings of Scream for this one.
Yeah.
So.
I know that we have a fan theory from Twitter, because I did see this one last night.
Okay.
That it could be Final Destination because you're seeing your death before it happens, which I thought was. I don't think Final Destination's coming, but I like the thought.
I like the theory.
I like the interpretation.
I like that theory.
Yeah.
I wouldn't dismiss that.
Yeah. Can you imagine though if we actually got a Final Destination house? Because the finale scene would have to be a truck with just logs on it.
Logs on it, exactly. Oh my God, that would be fantastic. That'd be fun. That'd be a lot of fun. All right.
Moving
Liz,
on?
Yeah, moving on to the next one.
Yeah, so we're moving on to the Fast and the Furious Q, which has a security camera icon on it.
Yep.
This one is another one that seems a little self-explanatory and locked in.
I feel like this one might have the most legs.
Yeah.
In the rumors?
I think there's two IPs on this map that have legs, and this is one of them.
Yeah, I agree.
And that would be
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Correct.
So, Makes sense with the video camera, the surveillance camera, because that's obviously part of the game, part of the movie. Did you see the movie?
I have not seen the movie.
Oh man, just watch it because of Matthew Lillard.
I mean, if it gets announced, oh, that's true.
Yeah, Matthew Lillard. But yeah, well, obviously, if it does get announced, you'll have to watch it for homework.
I'll do my homework for sure.
Yes.
I have watched this game be played. I haven't played it, but I've watched it, so I am familiar with the game.
Okay, cool. Yeah, kind of, just like one of those jump scare games, kind of.
Yeah.
You know, I think this could. All right, I know there's a lot of people out there probably it are either one way or the other. Yeah, this is gonna be. I love this idea, or I hate this. You know, it's one or the other. I don't think there's really any in between.
No.
I think this would make a great house, but it really depends on like how they do it with the characters.
Yeah, it really depends on execution for me.
So, you know, is it people dressed up in those like suits? I don't want to call them suits, but like in that costuming,
in animatronic suits. Right.
Yeah. Or is it puppets? You know, are they on the sticks? You know, that kind of thing. Maybe it's a combination of both. I will say when I was at Spooky Empire last year, I saw one like this girl went all out, the Foxy character. I don't know his full name. I think it's Foxy. He looks like a fox. He's all messed up. But she made this from scratch, and I was blown away at how good this costume looked. Like she looked like legit just jumped out of the game. So if somebody can do that with like styrofoam and whatnot, can you imagine what Universal can do?
Yeah, they could execute this really well if they do it right. And it's in essentially like a Chuck E. Cheese, right? So I think that could be some fun scenic to walk through.
I agree. So I'm actually for this coming.
Yeah. So, especially in this location. Like,
yeah,
I think,
absolutely.
Now, we did get some interesting news.
I was just going to say, do you want to talk about what the news is for this area or house or where it's going to be? I'll let you talk about that.
Yeah, so the permits revealed that we are moving away from last year. We got basically a double tent. It was very long, one singular tent for, oh my gosh, Sweet's Revenge. I was struggling to remember the name for a second. Now, the previous year when we had Freaky and Black Phone, it was split into two parts, and half of it used the Fast and Furious queue. The other half was in a tent. Well, it looks like we're going back to that setup again because the permit is just showing a smaller tent.
Yeah.
So if we're just having Five Nights at Freddy's and it's not a split property, I'm not quite sure how they'll navigate that. What will be the scene?
So I've got a thought. So it's Blumhouse.
Mm-hmm.
So does this become a Blumhouse house where the first half is Five Nights at Freddy's, the other half is
Megan?
Whatever. Yeah, like whatever. I mean, like you said, not last year, but the year before. You know, we had Freaky, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And the second one was
Black Phone.
Black Phone. So, and I kind of liked how that was split up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be okay if this is going to be another Blumhouse, but I feel like Five Nights could get an entire house.
Yeah, and I just realized that we skipped. There was Chucky in that spot too, which also used the same.
Oh yeah. That's right. Chucky did too. Yep.
Queue and singular tent.
Yep.
And so the first year we had a transition into between two movies. The second year it was still the same house. It just transitioned. So they could do one singular property. They could just do Five Nights at Freddy and have some sort of transition scene of why you're going out into an alleyway.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe you have to take out the trash. Or
yeah, who knows?
You're on your shift. You got to take out the trash.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the Fast and Furious one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't, like, I don't think there's been anything else. Like, what else could this be?
No, that one, I think that one of the Fallout thumb are pretty obvious.
Yeah. And again, I think this one has more legs than the Fallout one.
Okay. Fair.
So, but that's just me. All right, Liz, we're moving on to tent number 3.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I don't know what this is. So basically, it's an open book. You can see a couple pages, and then there's snowflakes next to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I legit have no thoughts on this one.
This one threw me for a loop for sure. Was not expecting this one.
All right, so what do you got for me? Because I really wish I had an answer for this one.
So obviously, when this map came out,
yeah,
everyone starts talking in the group chats. You know, all your Horror Nights friends start talking. So the best idea I've heard so far is a Scary Tales, but it's Christmas stories.
Oh, okay. I like that.
It's snowflakes. It's not like candy canes or something. So there's really no reason to believe it's Christmas.
I mean, that's true.
But we've wanted a Christmas house, you and I. So I'm here for it. If it's going to be, if it's going to be Scary Tales Christmas.
Yeah, bring us a Christmas house.
I would be on board for that.
Maybe it's the night. Maybe it's just the night before Christmas, and it's just all messed up.
Oh, I'd be here for that too.
Like that's the book, right?
Yeah.
And then obviously, I get your meaning too. I feel like maybe candy canes would have been better, or like a Christmas tree, or just something a little more than just snowflakes.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know what did. Okay.
Otherwise, I mean,
did I see somebody reply to this one for us on Twitter?
I have not caught up.
I feel like somebody mentioned something on here. Actually, let me go to my phone. Let me see if I can find it.
I was gonna say when we get to the end, I was gonna read through and see, because I know we've got comments on Instagram as well.
Yeah, the only reason I'm bringing this up because I don't know. Hold on.
Someone has a good one.
I swear they said the Book of Mormon.
Oh yes, they did. They did.
Okay.
They mentioned.
So I really know nothing about the Book of Mormon.
Me either.
So
cannot confirm or deny. I have not seen the show.
But isn't that like a comedy?
It is a comedy,
right?
So
didn't the guys from South Park?
That's correct.
Do this?
That's correct.
Okay.
I'm reading back.
And I'm not saying that I don't know. I've never seen the Book of Mormon. I don't know what this is about. Like, could this be a...
The theory was that it's heretic.
Oh, heretic. Oh, I'm sorry.
Mormon.
Oh, because of the Book of Mormon. I knew I saw the Book of Mormon somewhere. Okay.
It started snowing in one of the final scenes.
Okay.
So that was the theory.
Did you watch Heretic?
I have not.
I just watched it the other day. I thought it was really good.
Well, I mean, there's always a chance.
Could be an interesting house.
Yeah.
So
I've got nothing else on that one.
Yeah, I really don't either. I saw the book and I was like, I don't know what this is.
I'm sure it's going to be an original. Well, I can't say I'm sure because if it's Heretic, then it's not an original. But I would assume this is original.
Yeah.
Based on the ratio.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Liz, take us to tent 4.
Okay, so
this is easy. I feel like this is easy.
Yeah, tent 4. We have some bags. They could be trash bags. They could be, I mean, if you want to go back to Christmas, they could be Santa's bags full of toys.
I mean, that's true too.
But everyone jumped on this immediately that this is Terrifier.
Yeah. So basically, Art the Clown basically totes like a big sack with him. He's got like his weapons and stuff in it. So this one, I think, makes a lot of sense if this is Terrifier. I feel like people have wanted Terrifier to come to HHN now for the last couple of years, and I feel like Terrifier is really making a mark now.
It is.
You know, so it's had, 3 movies so far, I think?
Yes.
And there is a 4th one coming?
Of course there is.
So, and who doesn't like a scary, messed up clown?
Yeah, I think in that effect it works because even if you haven't seen the film, people are scared of clowns anyway. So even if you haven't seen the movies, people are going to be scared of it.
100%.
Yeah.
And if this is Terrifier, this is going to be the super, super big time gory house. Yeah, it's going to be gory everywhere. So have you watched any of the movies by chance?
I watched the first one. That was enough for me.
Okay. I watched the first 2. I still need to watch the 3rd one. But yeah, it's like crazy insane.
I got the gist. I don't feel like I need to watch 2 or 3.
So I feel like a lot of people love this, and a lot of people are like, this isn't my thing.
I feel like that's how it is. It's people either love it,
right,
and they're diehards, or it's like me, and it's like, that's not for me.
Yeah, exactly. I think it'll make a great house, though.
Yeah,
obviously with all the gore and the crazy killing,
I think that character is iconic.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm. Also, because I did MegaCon in February, the amount of people that were cosplaying
as Art the Clown?
Art.
Yeah.
There are a lot.
I believe it.
So I do think that this has gone pretty mainstream as well.
Was the guy that played Art the Clown there that weekend? So I don't know if it was at that or a different con, but I saw him. So whoever plays him actually dressed up as Art the Clown and just walked around the floor.
Nice.
Yeah,
he could
it was
have been,
really
honestly, awesome. I was so sick that weekend. I barely remember being there. So
that's fair. That's fair. Oh, that was the month of February, right?
Yeah, that was like
when
the
you
second week of me being sick.
Okay, that's right. Yeah.
It's a blur.
I believe it. So. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for that one. Is I think this is Terrifier. And again, if I had to make a guess out of everything on this map, I feel like this one is coming.
Yeah, I think this one.
Again, I don't know anything. It's still speculation. It's just my guess. I think it's coming.
The other interesting thing is, before we started this, I did go back and review the code names.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
The only one that really jumped out at me was Tent 4. And the code name was Daisy, and of course, that's the glasses that
he wears. Yep.
Now, granted, that could just be Horror Night Nightmares matching.
Of course.
Rumors. There's not to say that. Again, these locations might be completely wrong. Some of these houses might be coming, and the location's wrong. So
yeah,
that could just be an educated guess on their part. None of the rest really jumped out at me as anything that was an obvious connection, except for that one.
All right, cool. That's good. Yeah, I didn't even think about looking at the code names too.
Yeah, I reviewed, but I was like, most don't. Like Poinsettia is what we were thinking.
I was just going to say, it's all flowers, right?
Yeah, it's all flowers. Yeah. So none of the rest are obvious yet, at least.
All right, fair.
So.
All right, so we're moving on to Tent 1. No, Tent 2, sorry.
Tent 2.
Yep, Tent 2 first. This is... So this guy looks like a spaceman to me.
Yeah, like a little spaceman robot.
Yeah. So the only thing I can think of is we're getting some kind of space-oriented house.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say original, not an IP.
Yeah, I would say the same thing.
You know, but I mean, there's really not a lot to go off on this one, I think.
No.
Did you have any other thoughts on this?
This one also boggled my mind, along with the book with the snowflakes. I had no idea. I do think that based on the other properties and originals that we have listed so far, that we could use a sci-fi house. Like, we don't really have anything sci-fi related yet. So I'm here for Space Robot Man.
Can we have Space Robot Man with aliens?
I mean, please.
Because Liz would be very happy if aliens showed up.
You know what it is? It's an invasion and seek and destroy mashup, and I would just lose my mind.
Let's go. Yeah, that's a wild one.
It is.
I mean, there's a few wild ones on here, and I think the last one is wild too. But I did see some like rumblings out there, and I think there's some good ones, like a good one in particular that I think it maybe could be. So I
think Tent 1 is pretty obvious to me what it's intended to be, but T2.
All right, tell me what
Tent 2.
All right, Tent 2. Yeah, I don't know what it is either, but I'm hoping for maybe, just like you said, maybe it's a sci-fi house and
that would be
space and aliens and whatnot. So who knows? All right, Liz. Last house in Tent 1.
Good old Tent 1.
Okay, so yeah, this is
just... we have some eyes with an eye patch on it.
Yep.
And some chains.
Uh-huh.
And to me, this is bringing back the first house from Slaughter Cinema 2, and it's going to be Hatchet and Chains.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, I feel that's I'm not going to say how many times, but they have gone to the well from Slaughter Cinema and have made great houses from those B movies.
And I will be so stoked if it's Hatchet and Chains.
This would be kind of a cool house.
Because that was possibly my favorite part. Like, obviously there were really silly parts of Slaughter Cinema 2 that I loved.
Absolutely.
But as far as the actual movie concept, this is the one that I wanted to explore more. And it's been a long time since we've gone through a Western.
I was just going to say, this is going to be like that spaghetti Western, you know.
Yeah. Ghost Town was the last one, right? That was
was
that your first year?
What was that,
26? Was that 2016?
I think so, yeah. Remember.
Some of those years start to blend together.
Man, that house was gorgeous, too.
Yes.
So imagine, I mean, they had the Hatchet room was, I mean, it looks so cool. They had the guy, you know, on the pulley thing. Yeah. So this could be a really, really fun house if this is what it is.
Yeah. And I think the combo of Western and demons, a full house of it, I want it. So if this turns out to not be true, I will be a little heartbroken. I think it'll happen someday. If it doesn't happen this year,
Right.
If it's not
right,
true.
Right.
I think this is one that they will
Yes,
bring out.
I agree with you.
So I think it's a smart guess if it is
Yeah,
a guess.
Yeah, all those ones from Slaughter Cinema like could get their own houses.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people had talked about, oh, what if we get what was the first one, the Mardi Gras?
Mardi Gras Murders is what everyone wanted.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously they have all the stuff to do that since they have such a huge Mardi Gras celebration. Anyway.
Yeah.
You know, repurpose some of them costumes.
I think that'll come in the future as well.
I think so too. But there's the 10 houses. Liz, I have a question. So do you think this is a 5-5 split for originals and IPs?
Let's see. Let me review. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. At the moment, I'm seeing 4 IPs.
Okay, so 6 and 4. Okay.
That's what I'm seeing, if my guesses are correct. Now, if that 24B turns out to be the WWE thing, then that would be 5-5.
Right.
But at the moment, I'm seeing...
Okay, I think it's 5 and 5
Okay.
because so I'm just going to point them out. So we have the bags, which would be Terrifier.
Yep.
We have the video camera, which would be Five Nights at Freddy's. We have the thumb, which is Fallout.
Yep.
We have the film strip with the blood, and then maybe the eyeglass with the ghost.
Yeah, it could
so
be.
that's where I see the 5 and 5. Obviously, I don't know. I would rather maybe a 6-4 split with 6 originals and 4 IPs.
You know, that's what I'm going to vote for. But
Oh, of course. I mean, yeah. I mean, I feel like we would all vote for more originals than IPs.
But either way, 5-5 split.
Yeah,
I'll take
of
that
course.
too. Like
Of course. So
that's not bad.
But that's basically the houses for version 1 of the spec map. All the scare zones just say unknown right now. Those will come later. But we do have 2 purple boxes for shows. And one of them is the flames over by the stage there. So no shock there. I'm sure the return of, what the hell is it called again?
Nightmare Fuel.
Nightmare Fuel. God, I'm drawing
Okay, I've still
today.
never seen it.
It's been a long day. Sorry. But the other unknown I am so excited about because that's right on the lagoon.
It sure is.
So are we going to get a lagoon show back this year? What do you think?
I think we have to.
I hope so.
I think it didn't happen last year just because of the time crunch of getting the summer show ready, and they just did not have the resources to turn around and do a Halloween show. Now,
correct.
The summer show starts again in a couple weeks. It's going to be back. They don't have to do any work to reprogram all of that. Their team can create a new one for Halloween.
Yep.
Suck up all those crowds there to Central Park and give us a little reprieve.
So
that house lines.
Honestly, that was one of the things that like jumped out at me before any of the houses. Because I was like, oh my God, are we getting the lagoon show back? That'd be great.
I think logically we just have to.
Fingers crossed that this is coming back. Because honestly, that first year with that lagoon show, chef's kiss, right?
Yes.
Like it was just
So good.
perfection. Second year, not so much. There was definitely a lot of sound issues in my opinion. Like it was just way too loud.
Yeah.
And then it ended up stopping, didn't it?
Yeah.
Right? Wasn't that the year?
I can't now. My ears blend together. But
Yeah, I know,
the
I
one
know.
year the hurricane took it out before I got to see it.
Oh, that's right. That's what it was. Okay, I knew something happened, but like it happened, and then all of a sudden it was just like, all right, we're not doing.
Yeah,
this
I never got
anymore,
to see it. The hurricane took it out before I did it, so I just watched it on YouTube.
It's all good. The first one was way better,
Yeah.
way better anyway. So,
Yeah.
but that's what we got so far. I have a quick question. Do you have the other map handy? I don't want you to bring it up, but I want you to look at it.
Yes.
Do we have how many matches do we have for Hollywood and Orlando just on the speculation maps? Just out of curiosity.
We have.
And if you can just tell us what they are.
Okay, so the. Okay. Oh, this.
Okay. What do we got, Liz?
This works to your theory because the repeats are the film strip with the blood.
Yep.
The ghost magnifying glass.
Uh-huh.
The thumbs up.
Okay.
The security camera and the trash bags.
Okay.
So
So there's 5. So 5 of the same in Hollywood.
Yep.
5 of the same in Orlando. Does not mean it's gonna be that.
It's probably not my graveyard games.
So yeah, I thought that was very interesting. So
Good call on that one.
Yeah, no, I looked at it earlier. I just wanted you to look at it. So, 'cause-
You're like,
just look at that. Yeah, so 5 matching from here to Orlando to Hollywood. So
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty interesting thing too. So have we had a year where all the IPs matched in Orlando to Hollywood? I feel like we haven't. I feel like there's always been like at least
There's always, like, one that's off,
yeah, that's
yeah.
different. Yeah. So that would be kind of something if that's going to be a thing.
all right, let me pull up. Let's see if we got any other interesting theories.
Okay, cool.
Over here on
Yep.
Twitter. Oh, someone said for T3, that's the book with the snowflakes.
Yeah, yeah,
Hawthorne
yeah.
Cemetery. So going back to Winter's Night.
Ooh. Okay.
That person also suggested Invasion for Tent 2. So I like this person. HHN Scott.
The tent 2 was the
robot
space
man.
robot looking
Yes.
guy, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So
Anybody else?
we have. Oh,
Oh,
okay. This is an interesting one.
All right, what do we
So 2 Rabbit YT
Okay.
says SS23. The symbol is a boat. Code name is Snapdragon. That's the flower name for it.
Okay.
Dracula means son of the dragon in Romania.
Oh, so
that goes to your Demeter.
yeah, I'm sorry, I don't remember the name. Is it
The
Flight
Last
of the
Voyage.
Oh, the Last Voyage.
Demeter.
Sorry,
Thankfully,
The Last
they
Voyage.
tweeted
Yeah,
it.
the Last Voyage of the Demeter. Okay. Yeah, that's the one I saw. I think earlier, and I was like, oh, that's kind of an interesting theory, and I kind of like that.
Yes.
So, but the thing is, though, okay, so is there a Monsters House this year?
There is not. Which I think
Okay.
we kind of knew.
I think honestly that's fine because if they make it up to me personally next year in HHN35 and our boy gets his own house.
Yeah. But see. If
Especially
it's an
with
anniversary year,
and
do
especially
they
with
do a
the-
mashup house again, you know?
Especially, but the movie's coming too.
That's true. But this
it's
is
just-
his anniversary.
I know.
There's
It's
just,
more,
you know,
it's just my
poor
it's just
creature.
it's just my wishful thinking. Creature just doesn't get the love that he deserves.
I just think with Epic opening,
yeah.
they have decided to let the monsters breathe a
Sure.
little bit for horror nights and push everyone to go
Which
to
is
Epic.
I'm with you. I'm totally fine with that.
Yes.
But if you don't bring me a Creature House soon, though,
You're like, we don't.
we gonna
I'm
fight.
coming for you.
We gonna fight.
I see another Scooby-Doo. There's another Scooby-Doo.
Oh,
on
somebody
here.
said
Someone
Scooby-Doo
else-
too?
Yep.
Heck yeah. Thank you very
Yep,
much.
there's another Scooby-Doo.
I like that. Seriously, I just think even if it was a scare zone, right?
Oh, it would
How
be,
fun
it
could
would
that
be
be?
funny. It could be
Like
funny
th-
for sure.
Yeah. I just think it'd just be a whole lot of fun. So
All right,
maybe
let me
one
look.
year. 1 year.
Let me look at our
Okay.
Instagram. Make sure there's because I think
Okay,
some
cool.
people responded there. Let's see what
Excellent.
we have.
Okay.
Let's see. Scream and Terrifier, yes, some very excited people. We have a pirate house for SS23A. I would be here for that too. I mean,
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Forsaken was kind of pirates, so they were like ghost pirates, but I would be here for another type of pirate house. Oh, now this is an interesting one. Neither one of us thought of.
Okay. And is this for the same one?
For SS23B, the film strip.
Okay.
Now, probably not because it's both coasts, but a director house.
Oh, I mean, I get that. But I agree. I also don't
Yeah.
I don't think this year is going to be any icon
I don't think so either because I think they'll save that for 35.
for next year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
And Magic 1636, who commented this, said director or usher house. Neither are likely, so they knew. They were
Yeah.
just wishful thinking.
okay. I mean, that's wishful thinking. I mean, I'd be
Yeah.
all about that too. That'd be sick. But I think
They also
maybe...
said invasion, so apparently the invasion
Oh!
rumor is circulating.
Liz,
Please.
everybody wants to be on your side for
They
invasion.
really
Come on.
do. They really
So,
do. Come on, Universal.
I'm
Make
telling
it
you,
happen.
I told you, I just want that ship as the facade, and we walk onto the ship, and then it's just all hell breaks loose.
Please.
How cool
This
would
is-
that be?
This is another really cool one.
Okay.
So SS23A is the ship.
Okay.
It's a port of entry house based off the area and lore of Islands of Adventure.
Okay. Somebody in our group has talked about that
Yeah,
before.
yes.
So
Like, how cool would that be? This is
honestly,
this is
you know
Woody
what?
2975. That would be
You know
awesome.
what? Woody 29, that's just, hey, listen, I kind of like that idea too. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, There's so much lore in
I
Islands of
know,
Adventure. We're just going to turn all of it into
Oh my God.
choose thy adventure.
So there it is. That is our spec map version 1.0, if you will. So many things could happen. So many things couldn't happen. So many things could change in the next map. You know, but I'm just excited. Speculation season is here.
Yes.
It's time to start, ramping up. I mean, it's April. We're almost in April already.
Yeah. 2 more days and it's April.
So we're talking only like 4 months out from the start because it starts in August again.
Yeah.
Like, that's nuts.
Yeah, I think, like we talked about at the very beginning of the show, I think hopefully we get some sort of announcement in April. And then I expect May to just be silent because it's Epic's month.
It's Epic's month. Correct. I agree.
And then hopefully it'll just be like a slew of announcements over the summer.
God, I hope so. Would you rather them drop it all at once or do you want it spread out?
Oh, no, space it out.
Okay. That's fair.
I'm okay with like the week of originals was kind of fun.
Yeah, that was cool.
But then we had like 2 months of just sitting around like, okay.
Yeah, be like, okay, what else? Like,
So
we've talked about this.
once a week would be
Hello.
great. If it was like every Thursday we got I would love that.
That'd be fantastic. I know, it really would. I don't know why. Never mind.
Yeah.
This is a discussion.
That's
This is
another
a
show.
discussion for another show. Exactly. So, but that's it. Obviously, I'm sure we're gonna get some more maps soon. Hopefully we get some announcements soon. We never know, but we'll be here for it.
Yep. Hey, hey Tim,
What?
where can they find us?
Oh, you can't do that to me.
Sure can.
Oh man. All right, fine. You can find us at RIP Tour Podcast at we are on Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. We're on Blue Sky. We are on we have a Discord. We have Threads. I don't think we ever used it. We have Spreadshirt. What am I missing here? We're on YouTube. We have a Spreadshirt shop. So if you want some merch, we have shirts and hats and all kinds of fun stuff in there. Hopefully we will have a new design this year. I'm sure we will work closely with Ashley again because she just nails it every year. Did I get it all?
I think you did.
Man.
I know.
I give myself a 9 out of 10 because I wasn't expecting that. I didn't expect you to tell that to me.
So I was like,
I know. I was about to say, Liz, you're the only one that's got to do this.
So I was like, haha.
Turned on me. I see what
reverse.
happens. Anyway. All right. But before we get out of here, Liz, any last thoughts?
I am actually pretty excited for this list. Optimistic.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's early. I'm sure a lot of this will change.
Of
but
course.
I'm excited to finally have some stuff to discuss and get ready for HHN34.
Agreed. I love it. I'm very excited. I didn't see, obviously, I fell asleep early last night. I didn't see the maps until I got up this morning.
Yeah, you were all asleep.
I was like, oh, we got maps. I mean, not that this was a shock. I mean, HHN Nightmares was like basically tweeting out and,
you saw what time
everywhere.
they released it, right?
No, what time was it actually at?
10:34.
Oh, I should have gotten that. Okay, very smart, very smart. But we'll be looking for more announcements and more spec maps coming for you guys. I know we have like a history episode hopefully lined up soon. We also
that should
have
be the next is a history.
We also
history.
have a. I'm very looking forward to this episode where all 4 of us are on. Actually, talk about how we got into horror.
Yeah.
And how we got here. So I think that'll be a fun episode as well, because I have a crazy childhood story that I cannot wait to share.
I cannot wait to hear.
Oh, it's absolutely just bonkers, and it's funny, and it's weird. It's not weird, but when I tell you the story, it's kind of like it's weird to go back and think about that and be like, wow, I can't believe I'm here doing all of this with horror and stuff. So, but until next time, until the next episode, bye.
Bye.